This week on TGC News, a new ammo subscription service, a semi-auto 50BMG Bullpup, and the best way to speed up your reloading times. I know how many of you guys freaked out when I showed you guys these badass ammunition displays from Ballistic Concepts for the first time. Well, guess what? I've come together with them to give away not one, not two, but 3 archetype ammunition displays. One grand prize winner will get this ultra custom TGC engraved 20mm display, and 2 runners-up will get one of these TGC engraved 50BMG displays. To enter, hit the link down in the description to head over to theguncollective.com and follow the steps to get entered. The winner will be announced on May 30th. Welcome back. My name is John Patton, and this is your only warning. There will not be an episode of TGC News next week. I will be driving home from Louisville, and I'm giving myself a little bit of a break after that trip. Now, this week's first story is about ammunition subscription services. I've seen about 3 to 5 of them pop up over the last few years, and not a single one of them has really stuck around to see mainstream success. I suspect that's because of lack of customization for the subscribers and the prices that aren't really any better than any other ammo buying option. Well, that low success rate has not stopped Pittsburgh-based Ammo Hawk from trying it their way. According to their website, it launches in June of this year, but here's the way it works. You choose which caliber you want to subscribe to, and they ship it to your ammo locker, and then you place an order to basically have that ammo come to your house. It's kind of weird. You can, however, also sell that ammo back to them that you're not using from your ammo locker, which is probably one of the smartest things I've seen with one of these services. All for the low price of $69. This is where the hate parade comes rolling into town. Right now, on their website, the only calibers you can pick from are .22 long rifle, 9mm, .223, and 30-06, because f*** you if you have one of the most common calibers on earth, the .45 ACP, or even .40 Smith & Wesson, or .308. And besides the small selection of calibers, you don't get to pick what brand or type of ammo you get, meaning you may get hollow points, you may get match ammo, and you may get plinking ammo. You don't get to pick. They do have a minimum round count per caliber, which is 350 for .22, 150 for 9, 60 in .223, and 40 for 30-06. Good Lord. Ammo Hawk, listen, I know you guys mean well, and I understand that a business has to make money to succeed. But who do you think you are charging these prices for ammo and not letting people pick what they want? That's ridiculous. Did you even bother to think about the actual buying habits of a normal gun owner? Or a freaking rational human being, for that matter. The minimum round count for 9mm works out to 46 cents per round, which is the same price as .308 ammo from the store. And the 30-06 is chasing down $2 per round. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous pricing. I don't understand what possesses a person to go into business without trying to bring real value to their customers and doing freaking research. This isn't that hard to figure out, guys. I can't think of anyone that's willing to pay for ammo that they don't need or want, have it stored somewhere they don't have access to or control over, and then pay through the nose to get it. Subscription or box of the month type things have been on the rise lately, but I think we're going to see a lot of them start to crumble because all you end up with is getting a box of trash. With this subscription service, you don't even get the pleasure of throwing out that box of trash. And in We're Running Out of Names for Guns news, let me introduce you to the leader from St. George Arms. This 18.5-pound Freedom delivery system is being touted as the first ever American-made gas-operated semi-auto 50BMG Bullpup. It features a 24-inch barrel, a 10-round box mag, which appears to be borrowed from Barrett, an AR-15 style control setup, and cheap 450BMG semi-auto pricing of $8,200 MSRP. So why does this matter? Well, you guys know that I love showing you new and cool guns, and this type of thing is just that. It's really just that simple. From the looks of the demo videos on their website, the recoil impulse looks like it's really manageable for a rifle slinging 600 plus grains of lead down range at nearly 3,000 feet per second. It does have this kind of look about it that's like I was built in someone's garage, but at the same time, that somehow gives it a bit of charm. There is nothing like shooting a semi-auto 50 BMG. It's one of the most visceral experiences you can have when you're behind the trigger, and this seems to kind of up the ante by putting the round closer to your face. Time will tell if this rifle is any good, but it is actually supposed to be on display at the NRA annual meeting next weekend, so hopefully we can get a chance to look at it closer and understand it more. I'm just happy there's a new gun on the market for when the terrorists come. And on #NotAReview, the segment where I take a product and give you guys a hands-on spotlight, we're taking a closer look at the Ammo Bot. I got a ton of questions on this thing when I first posted the partner spot with this Bad Larry a few weeks back, so let's get into it. First off, what the hell is it? The Ammo Bot is a really simple way to automate your Dillon 1050 reloading press. And while not everyone has a 1050, I think it's important to understand products like this and where you can go with your setup. You may start here, but you can get here. You know, it's good to understand the entire picture. Essentially, when you buy one of these, you get a motor, a chain drive, a stand, and a few other odds and ends like control boxes, but it's really simple to get installed. I'll take you through the process here. Once you have your load data dialed in, you hit start. That's it, really. With the setup I've got here, you just make sure things are full, like your bullets, cases, primers, and powder, and just keep an eye on things while it's running. I actually like to do a visual inspection of the cases as they're coming out of the powder drop so that I can see they're not going to be squibs or overcharged for whatever wacky reason. You really need to pay attention to automated presses. I've used some of the high-end stuff like Camdex and Ammo Load, and no matter what, I've taken those concepts of paying attention to this because that's super important to be safe. This really is a top-to-bottom ammo-making machine. You can even use the control box to kind of dial in the forward and reverse stroke speed to your liking, and that's really where you start to dial the speed up. According to the AmmoBot website, this setup is capable of up to 2,000 rounds an hour, but I haven't tried going anywhere near that fast yet. Running at like 800 rounds an hour seems incredible to me, so I kind of like having a place to go with the speed to throttle up. I like that. And one of the other things I like is that if you do run into a problem while this thing is running, you simply hit the stop button, nestled in the 50 BMG casing, and then sort out whatever happened. I actually had a case go in upside down and had to reset from there. And speaking of brass, I want to give a quick shout out to JWB Military and Brass for hooking me up with this 9mm high quality brass to use in this video. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily for your beginner reloaders out there, but if you're smart and pay attention, this could really maximize your loading times. For someone with a fairly busy lifestyle like me, the time savings is incredible. And for that reason alone, I recommend you guys check this thing out. Also, if you guys want to see more stuff on TGC about reloading, you gotta let me know down in the comments. If you guys want to learn more about this beautiful Ammo Bot, you can click the link in the description to go over to ammobot.us. And be sure to stick around until after the break for this week's Friendly Fire. Bring your EDC game to a new level with KeyBar, offered in tons of different finishes from aluminum to titanium to carbon fiber and tons of other fancy options. You can stack these with things like a titanium comb or a USB flash drive. The only limitation is your mind. Use the code TGC10 to get 10% off your entire order at keybar.us. This week's Friendly Fire question is from Tim Scarborough on Facebook, and he asks, when is it okay to give unsolicited advice to both people online and strangers at the range? For context, Tim and his wife are firearms instructors, and they have a genuine desire to help people, which I think goes beyond being an instructor, so this question is multifaceted, and I think it's fantastic. Tim stressed in his message that he didn't want to come across like a jerk or a know-it-all and wanted to actually help people. Well, Tim, here's my take. There are always going to be people doing it wrong. People are in different stages of their journey with guns, and you will always find people not doing it the way you do or recommend. And keep in mind, that's not always the wrong way for them. Keep that in mind, seriously. I think a lot of people get that wrong. They think, oh, this is my way, so everybody has to do it that way. And that's just not the case. There is no one single way to do everything with a gun. Now, to counter that, I think it's totally reasonable to strike up a conversation with someone at the range or online that seems to be willing to engage and show genuine interest in what they're doing. Maybe ask them what their story is or what kind of guns they like. Then, if the timing is right and it feels good, ask them if it's okay to offer a tip or trick that you've learned in your journey that might help them. I find that some instructors have an attitude about them, like Tim mentioned and wanted to avoid, being a know-it-all. And that doesn't end well for anyone. It's all about keeping the experience fun and educational. The approach means everything when engaging people about guns and the way they're shooting. I hope that helps, brother. My friendly fire question to you guys this week is simple. Do you want to see an entire video about my personal collection of guns? I get asked about various guns that pop up on the show or on social media, and I think it might be time to show you guys some of that cool stuff. Post your thoughts down in the comments. If you want your question answered right here on TGC News, you can post that over on Facebook.com/TheGunCollective. You can send it to me on Snapchat or post it on Instagram, and be sure to tag The Gun Collective. And unfortunately, guys, that is the end of this week's show. Remember, there is not going to be a show next week. You know what to do. If you enjoyed the episode, hit like and share it with your friends. If you didn't, let me know down in the comments so we can have a conversation about it. Do not forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss a single week of the show. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. The shirts worn in today's episode of TGC News were provided by Patriot Patch Company. Click the link in the description to learn more.